What if I told you that your most difficult family member, the parent who wounded you, the sibling who rivals you, the child who challenges you, chose you before birth, and you chose them as part of a sacred soul contract designed to help both of you evolve spiritually? What if there are no accidents in family, no random assignments, but only divine intelligence orchestrating precise reunions of souls who have unfinished business from previous lifetimes? This is not fantasy, nor New Age speculation. It is ancient spiritual science revealed through direct perception and taught across millennia in the wisdom traditions of India. As Paramahansa Yogananda, I have witnessed through deep meditation and intuitive vision how the law of karma operates in family relationships, drawing together again and again those souls who are magnetically bound until they learn to transform hatred into love, rivalry into cooperation, and attachment into liberation. If you are ready to understand the deeper spiritual purpose of your family bonds and to use this knowledge to accelerate your evolution, comment below, I unite with the divine and my reality transforms. This declaration activates your readiness to perceive the hidden karmic patterns that have shaped your entire life. The suffering most people experience regarding family stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of why these particular souls are gathered under one roof. You look at your family and see dysfunction, conflict, disappointment, a father who was absent, a mother who was critical, siblings who compete rather than support, children who rebel or disappoint. The conventional view treats these as unfortunate circumstances, bad luck, perhaps genetic tendencies or environmental influences. People spend years in therapy analyzing their childhood wounds, building cases for why their parents failed them, nursing justified resentments. Yet this approach, while it may bring some psychological relief, fails to answer the deepest questions. Why was I born to these specific people? Why does this relationship hurt so intensely? Why can't I simply walk away and be free? The answer lies beyond psychology, beyond genetics, in the realm of karma and reincarnation. Until you understand that your family is not a random assignment but a carefully orchestrated karmic arrangement, you will remain trapped in victimhood, forever blaming others for your pain rather than recognizing the divine purpose hidden within every difficult bond. From my earliest years, studying under the great masters of India, I learned that the soul is eternal, that death is merely a transition, and that we incarnate again and again until we achieve liberation. But souls do not incarnate randomly. The law of karma, cosmic justice based on cause and effect, governs which souls are drawn together in each lifetime. Before birth, in the astral realm between incarnations, guided by divine intelligence and your own accumulated karmic patterns, you selected your family. You chose these specific patterns not because they would give you the easiest life, but because they would provide exactly the conditions your soul needed for its next stage of growth. That critical mother, you may have been the critical authority figure toward her in a previous life, and now you experience what it feels like to receive such treatment. That absent father, perhaps you abandoned responsibilities in another lifetime, and now you learn the pain of abandonment. That difficult child, they may be a soul you wronged before, returning to give you the opportunity to serve them with patience and selfless love. This is not punishment. It is education. Karma is the universe's perfect teaching system, ensuring that every soul eventually learns every lesson, experiences every perspective, and develops all spiritual qualities. The mechanism of karmic family reunion operates through the magnetic law of attraction on the subtle planes of consciousness. Like attracts like, not just in terms of similarity, but in terms of energetic resonance and unresolved patterns. When you die, your consciousness, carrying all memories and impressions from that lifetime and all previous ones, enters the astral world. There, the intense desires, attachments, resentments, and unfinished emotional business act like magnets, drawing you towards certain souls and situations in your next incarnation. If you died with intense attachment to a particular person, that attachment may draw you back into relationship with that same soul. If you died with guilt for harm you caused someone, that unresolved debt creates a magnetic pull toward that soul so you can make amends. If you died with lessons unlearned, perhaps you never developed patience or forgiveness or self-sacrifice, you will be drawn to family situations that force you to develop precisely those qualities. Your subconscious mind, which stores all karmic impressions, essentially creates the blueprint for your next family assignment. This is why siblings often feel like they have known each other forever. Why certain family members trigger you more intensely than anyone else possibly could, and why even when you create physical distance from difficult family members, the emotional charge remains. The bond is not merely of this lifetime, but echoes across many incarnations. I will reveal to you now how to work consciously with family karma rather than being unconsciously controlled by it. The first practice is karmic awareness meditation. Sit in meditation posture with spine erect, close your eyes, and practice the Hong Sao technique to calm your mind. Observe your natural breath, mentally repeating Hong on the inhalation and Sao on the exhalation. After 15 minutes of this concentration, bring to mind the family member with whom you have the most difficult relationship. Do not replay grievances or analyze the situation. Simply hold their image in your awareness. Then ask inwardly with sincere openness, why did my soul choose this relationship? What am I meant to learn here? What quality is being developed in me through this challenge? Wait in silence for intuitive response. You may not receive words, but rather a feeling, a subtle knowing, a shift in perception. Perhaps you suddenly see their behavior as coming from their own pain rather than as intentional cruelty. Perhaps you recognize in yourself the very flaw you judge in them. Perhaps you feel that beneath all conflict is a soul trying, however clumsily, to teach you something essential. These intuitive insights, received in the stillness of meditation, gradually shift your consciousness from resentment to understanding, from victimhood to purposeful learning. The second practice involves a conscious release of karmic debt through forgiveness combined with blessing. Understand that forgiveness is not just an emotional letting go, but an actual dissolution of the energetic cords that bind you to past life patterns, each night in a state of quietude before sleep. Those 60 seconds when your subconscious is most receptive, bring to mind any family member toward whom you hold resentment or from whom you feel wounded. Place your hand on your heart and inwardly declare with feeling, I forgive you completely for all actions in this life and all previous lives. I release you from any karmic debt between us. I bless you and wish you freedom. I command, not request, but command from my soul's authority that the karmic pattern between us now dissolves in divine love. We are both free to grow beyond this old cycle. Visualize golden light flowing from your heart to theirs, dissolving all dark, heavy energy between you. Then declare for yourself, I forgive myself for all harm I caused in ignorance across all lifetimes. I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming wise and compassionate. This karmic lesson is complete. This practice, done nightly for at least 30 days, begins to reprogram the subconscious patterns that have kept you bound. You may notice that the intensity of emotional charge when you think of this person begins to diminish, that old triggers lose their power, that you can think of them with compassion or neutral acceptance rather than with pain or anger. Ask yourself powerful questions that shift your perspective on family relationships. Instead of why did they hurt me, ask what is my soul learning through this experience. Instead of how can I make them change, ask how can I change my response to become more spiritually mature. Instead of why was I born into this dysfunctional family, ask what karmic debts am I here to balance, what qualities am I developing, what service can I offer. These questions move you from passive victim to active participant in your own evolution. They acknowledge that while you cannot control others' behavior, you have complete control over your consciousness, your interpretation, and your response. This is where your power lies, not in fixing your family, but in using your family as the precise training ground your soul chose for its growth. Within 24 hours of beginning these practices with sincerity, you will notice shifts in your consciousness regarding family. Perhaps when you wake, you find yourself thinking of a difficult family member with less bitterness and more curiosity about the deeper pattern. Maybe in a family interaction that would normally trigger you, you pause, remember the karmic perspective, and respond with unexpected patience. You might experience a spontaneous insight, a sudden understanding of why a parent behaved as they did, recognizing their own pain and limitation rather than seeing only the harm they caused. Or the shift may be subtly internal, a lightness, a release of a burden you didn't fully realize you were carrying, a sense that something old and stuck has begun to move. These are signs that the karmic field is shifting, that you are beginning to relate to family from soul consciousness rather than ego consciousness. Do not expect that difficult family members will suddenly become easy, or that all conflict will instantly disappear. Karma accumulated over lifetimes cannot be erased in one day. But trust that every moment of conscious understanding, every act of forgiveness, every blessing sent begins to dissolve the old patterns and create new possibilities. Some will ask, if I chose my family before birth, does that mean I'm to blame for my own suffering? The soul that chose your family was operating from a level of wisdom and purpose that your current personality cannot fully comprehend. You chose these challenges not because you deserved punishment, but because your soul knew these were the exact conditions needed for your next evolutionary leap. Have compassion for the human self that suffers while recognizing the divine wisdom of the soul that chose. Others will ask, what if my family member has died? Can karma still be resolved? Yes, souls remain connected across the veil of death. Your prayers, forgiveness, and blessings reach them in the astral realm and continue the process of karmic healing even after physical separation. The work is never wasted. Understand also that not all family karma is negative. Some souls reunite in families because of deep love and mutual support cultivated in previous lives. That parent who adores you unconditionally, that sibling who is your best friend, that child who brings you pure joy, these too are karmic connections, blessed reunions of souls who helped each other before and are helping each other again. Karma includes both debts to be balanced and blessings to be shared. When you experience harmonious family love, receive it with gratitude, knowing it is the fruit of past life goodness. When you experience difficult family relationships, accept them with courage, knowing they are opportunities to develop spiritual qualities you still need. The ultimate goal is not to perfect your family relationships in their current form, but to recognize all family bonds as temporary arrangements in service of eternal soul growth. These particular roles, parent, child, sibling, spouse, will dissolve when this life ends. What remains is the evolution of consciousness, the lessons learned or not learned, the love extended or withheld, the forgiveness granted or denied. From this highest perspective, every family member, however difficult, is a teacher assigned by divine intelligence to help you grow. When you can look at your most challenging family member and sincerely think, thank you for agreeing to play this difficult role in my evolution. I know at the soul level we are companions helping each other home to God. Then you have understood family karma at its deepest level. As we conclude, I call you to make this commitment. For the next 30 days, practice karmic awareness meditation, asking what each difficult family relationship is teaching you. Each night before sleep, practice the forgiveness and blessing technique I have given you, consciously dissolving karmic debts. Shift your questions from blame to learning, from victimhood to purposeful growth. Observe how your perception of family transforms when seen through the lens of karma and reincarnation. Comment below, I unite with the divine and my reality transforms to seal your commitment. Subscribe and activate notifications to continue receiving these teachings that reveal the hidden spiritual laws governing your life. Share this message with anyone suffering from family wounds that they may find the deeper meaning in their pain. Remember, your family is not a mistake, not a punishment, not an accident. Your family is your karmic assignment, your spiritual curriculum, your opportunity to transform old patterns into new wisdom. Every difficult relative is a teacher in disguise. Every family wound is an invitation to develop forgiveness, patience, compassion. When you understand this, you are no longer victim but student, no longer imprisoned but purposefully engaged in the sacred work of soul evolution. May you see your family with new eyes. May you recognize the divine intelligence orchestrating these reunions. May you use every family challenge as fuel for your spiritual growth. And may you discover that in healing family karma, you are not just improving relationships, you are liberating your eternal soul.